Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another one-shot, more like a session zero for our Scourge of Vos campaign. Today, we will be playing with Dragon Isbell. Dragon is going to be playing a nameless, as of now, Gargoyle wizard, starting far off into this deep, dark forest of Draven's Rend. There sits a black stone castle with a metal gate that says Castle Draven. We kind of zoom into a stone-celled room. And in the middle of this room, there is a little fountain. In the fountain, there is an egg. It's about the size of a microwave. It's big. And out of it, it starts to crack, and there's this little goblin next to it. And he kind of, oh no, you weren't supposed to hatch today. And Dragon, you kind of punch an arm out of your gargoyle egg. And Iknos is like, hello, who are you? Yes. No, you are a full-grown adult.
I just put myself in the corner.
Oh, well, that does track. You don't really... Well, we don't have time. The Dark Lord is out right now. I think it's best that you find yourself and then you hear... And I need you to make a stealth check. As Iknos hides you.
Combos I did ever seen that I'm putting together right now. So bad it's working.
12? Oh, okay. So he kind of like stuffs you in like behind a crate as the door starts. Oi, open up! Yes, just a second. And he kind of throws a drape over the egg and opens the door. And you can kind of hear muffled talking. Iknos going, "No, nothing's going on in here. Just a normal." And they push past him. Move out of the way. And they look and they pull the drape off the egg, and it goes, Dark Lord's not going to be very happy about this, is he? Now, I can explain. I promise. Dragon, what do you do? Okay. One of them is going to roll perception. Fortunately for you, they do not notice you. And they kind of exit the room and they go, we are going to find him before the Dark Lord returns. I'm going to go down to the barracks and amass a search party. You had better be lost when we come back. Okay, yes, that's fine. And they leave. Iknos comes over to you. Okay, this problem has escalated from about a 3 to like a 19. We need to go. Okay, so the master keeps a teleportation circle on the third floor. Your mother asked if I would send you to her home. I can't disclose what that is in this castle because the walls, they can listen. But I can send you to where your mother is. We are currently in the observatory on the third basement floor. Precisely. Yes, it's going to be very hard and you're probably going to die.
If I get to 7,
All right.
no.
Go ahead and start the skill challenge. Well, not quite yet, actually. You walk out the door. You look both ways. Long, dark hallway, and he goes, "Now, the stairwell is going to be just over there. To the right. Keep to the wall. Follow me." And he kind of just, you kind of see him kind of mutter in Goblin, like, "Yeah, and you can see he snaps, and a small little light pops up just over his head so that you can see where you're going. Because this is a true dark hallway, so it would be dim light. Now it is normal light for about 15 feet around you. Now we must be very quiet. The Dark Lord has very impenetrable defenses. You get to the stairwell and you go up one flight of stairs with really no problem. And you walk up to the next one,
It's always after this move.
and a Knoll guard spots you.
People have to do a move after.
Oi, what are you doing? What, is that from the egg?
And Iknos goes, "Oh, we better run." And go ahead, start your skill challenge. So, your initiative was 8, so you are going to go first. Yeah, they did not expect this, and so they rolled relatively low on their initiative. You are not in combat. You are running away. Oh, I will remind you, you can do skills or you can cast a spell. Relatively dusty in this room. This area doesn't look like it gets used a whole lot. You're running right. So basically, this is like a spire essentially, and there's like a stairwell. Like you go up a stairwell and then you have to go right and around to the other adjacent side to go up the next stairwell, kind of pyramidic. Does that make sense? So you'll be running right and up a lot. So.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay. All right, Longstrider, you're booking it. To do that, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Solid. So that is one of your 5 successes. So real quick, actually, I'm gonna put something up. Okay. So you dash past another knoll steps out, and you kind of dodge right past him as you elegantly cast this spell that you have never done this before. You've never even really walked before, but you're seeming to be able to do this with quite fluidity. You dodge right past him. Okay, it's gonna be. You see 3 or 4 more kind of pour out, and one of them throws a spear in your direction. It is now your turn again.
Oh, damn. 3 more. I hope you get to 3.
Wait? Okay.
I'm obviously not gonna let you, but then it wouldn't mean nothing. Oh man. Oh my god, hit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bat the what out of the air? Bat what out of the air?
That thing stops you mid dash.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
Okay, so you're going to kind of bat it out of the air as you jump towards it.
I need Goku to get him for me. Broly cannot beat everybody.
Okay. Yeah, so he throws a spear. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
There you go.
17. Okay, yeah, that's a success. You have another success on you. You glide up onto the wall, and your wings start to flap a little bit. And as this spear, it almost kind of seems to slow down for a second as your magical fiber gives you the ability to kind of just slow your own perspective as you just chop this thing out of the air, landing just past the 3 or 4 gnolls that just poured into the hallway. You are also at the base of the stairs. You managed to make it up the another flight of stairs, so you are now 2 of 6. What's before you is you can see that kind of these like runes on the wall now are lighting up this like kind of magical red light that's flaring, kind of like an alarm bell. You go wee wee wee. Things are going pretty crazy in the hallway right now. You see a bunch of humanoid, like red-eyed, uh, kind of recruit-looking guards coming towards you, and some of them have some spells. One casts a spell at you, kind of whispering in a red and blue kind of swirling energy comes from their hand, and they go ahead and make.
I don't know how I'm doing that.
Oh, actually, it's just an attack, so. Sorry.
Oh man.
Sorry. Okay, does a 10 hit? Okay, so it casts the spell, Chill Touch at you, and you can kind of see it whir past your head, but it misses you. Go ahead and take your turn. There are about 15 of these vampire trainees. About 15, yes. All along the hallway, too, so you're kind of having to dodge at them, and they are like readying spells, and some of them are producing their fangs. Behind you. Okay, what skill do you want to use for that? What skill? Yeah, I should be telling you to actually do it, so or actually tell me. Let's go with athletics. And remember, this is now your use of athletics and acrobatics. So just keep that in mind. Correct. Sorry. Athletics. Okay. Um, so as you do that, you actually manage to pick up Ichnos, and he goes, "Oh, whoa!" And you jump up, and you actually use your wings to glide over the 15, and you get to the base of the next stairway. Okay. You succeed. So you're on 3 of 5 successes. So 2 more to go. You're currently with 0 fails. So good track record so far. Um, when you get to the next floor, you can see mirrors lining the walls. Nothing seems to be too often. You hear Ignos go, "Oh, I hate this room!" And just as he says that, massive, meaty pink tentacles shoot out of each mirror, and they are just flailing, creating this obstacle course as the floor kind of becomes this toothy maw. You're in a mimic hallway. Well, the mirror is just where the tentacles come out of, and then the floor is the mouth. But there are like ledges on the sides, but it can kind of open and close. So
If you don't die now, I'm about to say, it was a now or never type of thing. Yeah, let me switch characters.
okay, okay, Okay. So I'm gonna raise the DC a little bit for this one. It's going to be a 17 DC, and if it doesn't have a roll for the spell, I'm going to make you roll anyway. Go ahead. You will, if it doesn't have that, just you will still add your Arcana, but it's not like using your Arcana skill. Okay. Yes.
No, 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 no. This is not the squad I picked.
Okay, so for this, you make your check, and if it succeeds, then the effects of the spell happen.
I'm not trying to see no freeze.
Sound good? And I'm actually going to make it a base dexterity check for you. Dexterity check for you. You are aiming. So it's still going to be a 17 DC. Okay. Yep, that's a fail. It kind of grabs Ichnos and almost tries to put him in its mouth. What are you going to do?
I'm tripping.
How far in the hallway is Ichnos? He's currently being carried about now 20 or so feet from you. Suspended about head height with you above the ground.
What am I doing? I don't know. I've never picked this man.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do? What skill and how are you going to do it?
Hey, you saucy with it though.
Okay. I'll let it slide. Go ahead and roll a performance check. Fuck yeah, dude.
Trying to make the team.
Okay. That is a success. You grab Ichnos and you're able to fly right to the end of the hallway.
We about to do that?
And you've cleared another flight of stairs. You're on 4 of 6. And 6 will be the other floor, so really you have one more. Dangerous floor.
You know.
There is nothing in the hallway except runes on the floor that do not leave any gaps. You try to fly, and it doesn't work in here. You feel like a magical tone, like a magical dampening in this room. You are grounded, good sir.
Captain, can you, bro? You can switch buddies. I'm done.
I will allow it. Go ahead. It's gonna be back at a 15.
I did not know that. Like,
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that his. That's my first time ever using that man. Straight up switch buddies. Yeah, I'm done with that.
You're mine. No, I don't know.
Madden got an update. I don't know what it was though.
Oh, did you fail? You crit failed. So that is We're gonna let it slide this time because it's your session 0, but typically that would be 2 fails. And also, I didn't tell you that, so I'll let it slide this time. But you do fail, and as you step on one of the things, bricks start falling from the ceiling. One more failure, and something catastrophic may happen. So yes, bricks start falling in the hallway. What are you doing? You're running? Okay. So what are you doing though? Skill and check. Yep. Okay. I see where you're going with this. You're gonna pick up Eknos and just kind of shield him. Okay. Go ahead. Hell yeah. All right, so that's it. You shield and your skin kind of starts to morph and become stonier than it normally is, as bricks just like kind of shink off of your off of the back. It hurts, but not too bad. And you tear into the room that Eknos led you or told you to go to. And in this room, there is a large 20-foot by 20-foot circular teleportation circle with all these runes and different things. And at the center, there's this little pedestal with like a little bowl in it, or on it, rather, and a knife next to that. And Ichnos goes,
Okay, you can let me down. So, here's the thing. The Dark Lord made this room to teleport wherever he wants. I can send you somewhere. I cannot guarantee that it will be where you're supposed to go.
How many stars you got? Yeah, 60 something.
Well, it's your goal. I must stay here. I I will. Well, it doesn't work like that. You see, I'm bound to the castle. Oh, well, thank you. But I assure you, I can handle it for now. Although saving me would be preferable. Thank you.
um, he kind of gives you like your leg a hug and then kind of walks over to the bowl, slices his hand, and kind of starts, kind of almost goes into a trance. And blood drops into it, and you start to feel like this weird, like vibration. I need you to make an Arcana check at disadvantage. Okay. So, you kind of feel like your legs aren't working anymore. And they start to turn kind of like get jelly, and but you start to kind of wobble and almost fall. Just before you do, everything goes white, and you can feel just like this kind of general forward motion, just as you're propelling through space and time, and then you kind of land and boom. I need you to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall and you hit the ground.
I might have seen that, man. I got 125K.
While you're taking that damage, you start rubbing your head and you look up, and two very confused Genasi are standing before you.
I think some more players are coming out. You can get a 94 overall.
Hello.
100K now.
Who are you?
I mean, they used to be like for 90.
You're in our observatory. Tothis speaks up, a kind of blue-haired
They just want stuff like that.
Genasi.
They just want like, yeah.
Or okay, so yes, his natural hair is blue. Whenever he does certain things, it kind of goes into a green flare. That is Tothis. Yes. The fire Genasi is Tethys. Tethys steps up and goes, "Here, let me help you up, friend." And he grabs you up and sits you down. "Where are you from?" Tethys says. You were told Castle Draven. So the legends are true. The Dark Lord still tries to tinker with the lives of people, and you can kind of see Tethys. His fist kind of hardens, and a little bit of a red flame starts to streak in his black hair. And he goes, "I should have known. We're going to have to put a stop to that. Say, is there anything we can do for you? Do you need medical attention? I've never really seen you before, the likes of you."
Oh, suburban.
Don't, I'm very sorry for my rudeness here. I'm Tethys Morn. And he extends a hand to shake. I own this observatory. You have teleported to the city of Avalon. This is my little brother. Hi, I'm Tethys. It's nice to meet you. All right, he shakes your hand, and he goes, Tethys kind of speaks up and goes, "We are, well, scientific minds in the city. We devote our lives to research and the use of magic." Are you familiar with magic?
He was doing his thing.
And he goes,
It is what it is.
he starts kind of whirring his hand around, and then he flips it back up, and a flame kind of starts over his hand, kind of suspended in like a ball, and he goes, "This, manipulating the will. You can tap into the forces that exist beyond the eyes and manipulate it in many ways. Would you like to see something?"
Look back on it sometimes, you like, dang. What happened?
And so you start it, and it's like this 4-inch diameter sphere of like just electrical energy. Um, and he goes, "Oh, uh, yes, exactly like that. That's a very advanced spell for a person who's never done anything with magic. I mean, where did you learn that?" Tothis starts writing in his book, and he's like, "Okay." And Tethys goes, "You know, if you wanted, we could take you on here as our apprentice. You could work with us. We could at least just until you figure out where you're from and how what you would like to do with your life, because." And I'm assuming you told him you were basically born yesterday. He goes, "Considering you're really new to the world, this is a pretty unique circumstance. If you don't mind, if I took you on as apprentice, I would like to take notes on you. You can do whatever you want. I just, even if you accept my apprenticeship, I just may send you on some favors here and there." You won't be harmed by any direction of mine. I can assure you of that.
Cutting your dreads off. That ain't. I'm cutting them dreads off though.
Okay.
You tripping?
Uh,
You were not supposed to.
and I, well, let me see. I think you should focus on something as well. You don't have a name. Be on the lookout for something that just defines you. It's a very unique opportunity to be able to name yourself, to identify with something that is just for you.
No, bro. Like, no.
I'd say that's pretty unlikely. I mean, you didn't just come to our observatory by any chance. I mean, you can chalk it up to chance, but, well, let me show you something. And he kind of leads you, and come on, it's this way. And you walk into a very large domed ceiling room with kind of this like gradient blue lighting on the roof. It's not really, it's like a sourceless lighting. Um, and on there are like little white dots of constellations. And he points to the very middle, very top middle of the ceiling. He goes, "Do you see that?
She texted me. Said,
That's a constellation. Do you know what that is?"
I never told her. I ain't even been texting me, bro. Yeah.
These are the stars. That right there, that's the Vos Compass Rose.
Pretend I ain't see it.
It kind of shows navigation, but all of the stars, you see, they mark certain things about us, our culture, the way we use our magic. It shapes our very being. It's what was and what will be. So if you ever find yourself doubting that you have a future, something to identify by, look to the stars. As he says this, a peculiar one of the constellations kind of seems to start burning into your like right shoulder, kind of on the side of it. And just Yeah. So, yes, the Stegostroma, the power constellation. He sees this kind of interesting. Tothus, do you see that?
Whoa, your shoulder. Look at your shoulder.
And yes, yes. Yes, you are. And heck yeah, man. Uh, Interestingly enough, he starts to go and goes, "Oh, the Star of the West, Stegostroma. That's the constellation of power. You can actually see it at night, and you can see he pulls like kind of starts pulling down in the air with his fist, and like a little control thing starts to like you can't see anything, but he keeps like sliding at the air as he's looking for something, and then he clicks on it to magnify, and in the center of the room, a magical image is cast of this
I went to Dallas first, and then I came to school.
seven-pointed constellation that kind of looks like the shape of a bird. He goes, "These, the shape of this constellation is that of like a bird. Most call it a flamingo. It stands for, well, some also think it's an Arakocra, a humanoid bird race, and it stands for immense power. If it's showing up on you, I think you should definitely pursue uh, understanding and studying the ways of the arcane. Is, would you be interested in that?"
What you think happened to him?
Yes, I suppose you could. And Tothis goes, "This guy's funny." Um, After a while, you guys kind of eat. They get you some food, and then you go to sleep for a day. You just kind of have a normal day, and you wake up one morning, and Tethys knocks at your door. "Good morning. Uh, I would like to speak with you, apprentice."
Nice, be chilling. Ain't nothing to really do.
So
Yep.
today is the first day of your apprenticeship. Are you ready? Okay, this is yours. And he shoves a book bag at you. It's empty, but it's like this leather satchel. "I need you to accompany Tathis. Go to Harby Avenue." He's more talking to Tathis now, and help him pick out some basic arcane books to read. Um, and teach him also how to read if he doesn't know. You seem like you will pick it up very quickly. Go to the Harminster and Sands Library. Tothis goes, "Oh, okay. Uh, can we also stop and get something to eat?"
Hey, I got some
Sure.
accounting class.
Be my guest. Just keep a low profile.
It might be even a political science class. I don't really know yet. We
Oh, and he also hands you this hood, and I mean it. Keep a low profile. You're not exactly the most common type of folk, so just keep this on and try not to draw too much attention to yourself.
nobody wears masks in Texas. No. Yeah. I don't
Okay.
people, so I don't never have to.
You guys make your way off. And Toth, this is kind of talking to you. It's pretty cool that you showed up in our house.
I don't know. I seen that. They got it. But you know, they vaccinated.
Oh, well, where were you going?
I mean, I had it.
You have a mom? Oh,
Dang. I feel like a lot of people.
oh, well,
I mean, I think
yeah, we're really glad to have you too. Oh, real quick. And he kind of veers you off to the side and to this like little stand. And he buys this like little cinnamon roll kind of thing with like a cherry on top. And he goes, try this. Well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? You taste
birthday tomorrow.
this really warm cinnamon kind of goop on top of this just freshly baked bread.
You gonna eat on the
Um,
way home?
it's warm, it's soft, it's the right texture, and the cherry just adds that little zing that it would otherwise be missing.
That sounds good.
I will, admittedly, this is the best thing you've ever had.
Nothing yet. I need to eat something. I don't know. I could eat something.
I would also assume that.
Probably possible.
Taught this goes, okay, we got to get to the library now. And you guys walk over to the library. And it takes you a minute. You pass kind of these buildings of like kind of housing districts in Evelon. People are, oh, hey, taught this. Hey, guys. And you finally make your way over to this um, cobblestone library, kind of almost looking like a church. Uh, just a large wooden slat door, double door. Tothis opens it and ushers you in. There's big, like, stained glass windows, each of them having, like, books and kind of, like, just random uh, sigils of knowledge and understanding. And he goes, a lot of our books come from the library or from the college. We have a college here for learning magic. You don't have to go to that if you don't want to. It costs a lot of money, and honestly, they're not that good. But they do supply all of our arcane knowledge to the library.
Wait,
So
wait. Did you look it up?
you need to read, and he grabs a bunch of books like this, arcane lore, arcane knowledge, spells and incantations. Oh, and mastering the will. Here you go. This is your first reading assignment.
It'd be that thing. Yeah, I mean it's the
I
playoffs.
usually like to read on that little bag over there.
Season over. If we lose, we out now. We should win though. The team we going against the Steelers.
Uh,
Do you work on Sunday?
as you read, you start to realize you absorb this information very quickly. Um, you read for the next hour or so. You get about halfway through a book.
Is he at the house?
Um, It's not very big, but you do get about halfway through it. And you hear screams from the street. And one of the stained glass windows gets smashed as you see a limp body is thrown through the window. And that's where we're going to end the session.
They both got COVID, huh? How they both get it at the same time?
Yep, we're stopping there. How do you feel about the campaign so far? Okay, good. That's two so far that are very excited. All right, guys, just make sure you keep in tune for our upcoming session zeros, and then when we get everybody situated and everything's all right, we are going to start the first real session of the Scourge of Vos. Tune back into the Council of Dunces podcast to hear more. Have a good day.